What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here at Paid to Trade. So today I got another live trading session for you. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my entries, my exits, why I was long biased, even though we were in a sell-off. So if you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, like, and subscribe. All right, so as you can see here, so today is day one with the new PA accounts. Look at the bottom three accounts listed above. So those are funded. So we had those funded last night. We just had to take one trade to put in the seventh day yesterday. So if you saw my video, that's from that. Saw my video yesterday. Anyhow, so those three are starting today. So brand new funded accounts, and then we still have 7 evals that we also just started yesterday. So starting fresh. So today's day 2 for those. So day 1 for the paid accounts, day 2 for the other evals. So we have 10 total today. So let me go ahead and show you why I am long biased at the moment. Okay, so when I woke up this morning, what I saw was this candle closing here on the 1 hour. So this is, I've added this screenshot in later. But if you look here, this is the 1 hour. And it was just a few minutes from close. So we were dojing it up in this little baby zone that I had mapped out. And so because of that, I was thinking that we'd get some kind of reversal. And then that's when I started looking at things a little bit closer. So I looked on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. And then that showed me, that gave me confidence to go ahead and take in a long trade. Okay, so now if you look over here at the, so I have the 1 minute chart in the left, 5 minute chart in the middle. So in the 5 minute chart in the middle, you can kind of see that we based out towards the bottom of this middle zone. All right, and the 1 minute chart, you see we closed below the zone, and then we pushed up, and then we came down and we held the bottom of the zone, pushed up, and then we came down and we fell out of the zone, but we started showing some wick, so we showed more buyers. So a lot of buyers right underneath the zone, keeping us in the zone. So we did a lot of testing right there, and then we continued to push up, and then we made this little bull flag. And that's why I got in long. I thought we were going to hit the break the bull flag. A better entry would have been waiting just a couple points higher to take that breakout, or waiting just a little bit lower right here, adding on here, like adding there, maybe starting a position there, and then having some extra where you see my current stop is. So if this trade were to go against me at this point more than what it is, I'd be getting out just under the current wick. So and that would save me a couple points against my stop. So I'd still be taking like an 8-point hit, but then I'd have an entry just below at the bottom of the zone. So I'd get in like a point or two under. That would be how I would play this or try to take this trade, because this breakout did not work. But, I'm just giving it just a little bit of room. So I wouldn't give the full 10 points, just giving it a little bit of room here because that could be a fake out. We've done a lot of testing towards the bottom of the zone. So in this trade, I really have the confidence that we're going to have this continuation and at least hit the top of the zone. But depending on how we break out over this little section here in the middle, it's going to determine, how much more I think we really go up. And keep in mind with, Apex Trader funding, if you're just starting out, you have that trading threshold. So we have to be mindful of, unrealized gains, and we want to make sure we're capitalizing on taking profit a little bit early. So I do have it set to go ahead and take my first 2 contracts, just 5 points in. So it doesn't seem like a lot of points, but honestly, it's a decent amount of money. 5 points, 2 contracts, that's $200. So that third contract right now is 10 points out. That'd be an extra 200. Okay, so starting to get the break. So as you see, the way it's been looking the past couple candles, definitely showing some support. We closed green in the previous candle, and so now as long as we continue to close higher, we're definitely looking pretty good. But if we started to see some more red, then it would definitely be looking more like a fail, and then we'd want to get out a little bit sooner. But here we go. So I have it sped up a little bit just to kind of get you through this trade and save you some time. But it's working out pretty good. And at the momentum that we're actually starting to gain, I'm looking for a little bit more. Right. Even though I'm looking for more, I'm still trying to be conservative with my stop loss. So I have my stop in the green for this last position. Scooting up. It's just a fail safe though. So as you see, I keep pulling up this little option to go ahead and flatten everything. That's something that you do want to use if you're trading multiple accounts with a trade copier. Because sometimes if you just hit the close position, things don't close right, and so you might have some accounts still left open. Um, so the hard stop loss, again, that's a fail safe, and I have it below the previous wick. But ideally, I'm going to want to close out a bit sooner than that. So that's just there just in case this thing rips hard against me. So, but we're looking pretty good. At this point, we're up to about 430 on all the accounts. There we go, closed out, locked in 10 points on that last contract. And so that gave us 400 across the board. All right. And just as I was saying earlier about getting in at the top of the zone, I ended up go ahead and adding an order here because I'm expecting some kind of a pullback. If we get it, great. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for it. But if we don't get it, then, we're just kind of done. We'll just wait for the next trade idea. But otherwise, most likely what's going to happen is we're going to retest the top of the zone, just like we retested the bottom of the zone earlier. So those tests came in before we ever took these trades, but that's why we're in these long trades. So for us to go ahead and continue a little bit more north, I think we have to come back down and do a retest towards the bottom or the top of the zone. And so what's nice about zones is like you have that confidence knowing that it's an area that we visited before. They're drawn out for a reason because we've seen some good activity there. And so now we get a pullback right into that. And we're keeping our stop really tight. So even though by default I have a 10-point stop, in reality, I'm not going to give it more than about 4 points, just to let it come into the zone just a little bit. But that would be just under the wick of a few candles ago. All right. So it's going to be a pretty tight stop. And one thing I definitely keep an eye out for is the EMA. Sometimes people like to play off the EMA. So even though I may not always take a trade off the EMA, I think there's enough focus on it to where it's something you want to be mindful of. So we can also see a pullback into there. So with my mental stop in place, it's going to be pretty much just below that. Okay, I'm going to scoot up just for a little bit more because I think we can get a little bit more than the 5 points. Ideally, I can see this thing going up to the 800 mark, but we're not gonna shoot for the stars right now. We're just gonna kind of keep it tight. We're gonna go for the low hanging fruit. I think within 10 points or just under 10 points, we can go ahead and get that in and be pretty safe. So I have my target set at I believe it's like 89. So that's about 8 points. Um, I think we'll probably hit 92, 94 pretty easily, but I'm not here for that kind of a struggle. I want the quick money and I want to get out. But as you can see, this worked out really nice. And now that we have that wick below, the mental stop is just below that. You see I'm moving up my hard stop just under break even, but ideally I want to get out before that. Okay, and then we finally lock that in. So we locked that in for a total of 555 across the board. So that's 555 in each account. So three of these accounts, don't forget, they are funded. So that's real money in the bank. So we're looking at 1500, or actually it's 1650. And if you look at the time, it's 6:11 my time. So this is all pre-market. We started trading just about 6 o'clock. So it's been, under 12 minutes. And so in real funds, we're looking at over $1,600. And then we have 7 eval accounts. So that's 3,500 in eval. So if this was all real funds, we'd be in about $5,500. So definitely a good morning. But 1650, that's very good. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this trade. I'd love to see how you guys fared today. See if you have any questions on zones. Also, I've been thinking about streaming live, and I'm just curious to see if you guys would be interested in joining a live stream. Just be with me while I trade. Not necessarily to copy my trades, because this isn't financial advice. I don't think you should be copying anyone's trades, but we can still talk about trades and bounce trade ideas off of each other. Maybe you want to be in a community with other people, and I'd like for this to be a positive environment. I don't believe in tearing people down. It's just all about helping each other. Absolutely. So that's what I'm going for. I'd love to see if you guys like to be a part of that. So please give me some feedback. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, and go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. I appreciate that, and definitely appreciate all your support up to this point. I think it's been really great. You're gonna truly appreciate it. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video.